Hi, my name is Keys and welcome back to my channel. So, today I'll be describing my process for my e-girl. And I started with a very light sketch with a medium hard airbrush, and it looked she looked really wild. She looked like she was just a dying zombie, but that was just the rough sketch, just to kind of lay out my ideas and get everything on the canvas and all my thoughts put together. It's not supposed to be something very precise. After I make the rough sketch, that's when I come back with the brush pen, which is part of the calligraphy section on Procreate, and I refine my sketch. Okay, so these are my reference pictures. You can, throughout the drawing, you'll kind of see parts of each of them in the drawing because that's where I found most of my inspirations from. I first started with the lady in black and white, and then I just googled e-girls and I found the two beautiful girls on the side. I think I'll put their link in the description below in case anyone wants to find more pictures of them. But anyways, before I did this video, I really didn't know much about e-girls. I mean, of course I know about them, but I didn't really know about them. It was just something I kind of heard about, and when I googled them today, because I didn't want to sound totally clueless and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna say, and then it turns out that e-girls was it was a negative term for gamer girls and stuff, like girls who do scandalous cosplays and play video games. I don't know why it was a negative thing, but apparently it was a way to shame girls who did gaming, quote unquote. And now, because of TikTok, it's become more mainstream and more positive, which I think is a good thing. And I was kind of shook to find that out, but now I know better. But anyways, so I started out and I just wanted to give her the signature bangs, the cute little hearts under her eyes, which are supposed to be rhinestones, and I gave her bows because I wanted her to be very cute and quirky, which is how most of the e-girls are. And I wanted her to have short curly hair like the reference, but I wanted her hair to be multicolored, not just like a plain color, lots of different colors. So after the sketch, I started filling out the layer for her skin, and basically I erased everything so that I could just only focus on the skin by itself, and I made sure to erase everything that wasn't part of the skin so that I could have the layer by itself, so I could lock it, so I could be able to do all the shading on it. So I actually have two different layers, one for line art and another one for line art, and then I mixed the coloring layers and the lines together so that I can blend the lines into her skin. So I have another layer underneath that so that when I need to see the lines from the original sketch, so I can see it. I know it's kind of confusing, but that's why the lines of her face are being blended in, because I have another layer that I turned off so I can see the lines if I need to. So I did some shading, and I just wanted her to look like she has very blushy pale makeup, like she's almost a zombie but not really. And I wanted to give her the signature blush across the nose and the cheeks, which most of the e-girls have, and of course the eyeliner, super sharp. And I was going for a very cute expression, which is what I used my reference picture for. And her nose, I wanted to make sure I got her nose correct. I wanted to give her a cute little round button nose, and of course her nose earring, I forgot what it's called. And her lips curled into a nice little smile, and I tried to define her cheeks and basically gave her a dark pale makeup and a super bold pink eyeshadow. That's just the simple part of her makeup, and of course pink lips also. So and then more blush for her nose, so she looks like she has a cold, but in a cute way. So after I had her everything shaded in, I gave her a cute little pink band-aid, which honestly I don't really like it as part of the drawing because it doesn't have as much definition. I think maybe I could have added something else on top of her nose, but it's alright. And then I moved on to her fingers, which look like uncooked hot dogs, and I don't know, they just look so pale and flimsy, and I had a lot of trouble with her fingers. I was very, very concerned, but I was like, it's fine, it's whatever, I'll fix it later. And I gave her some fishnets on her hands, and I began the process with coloring her hair. So I gave her like a dark wine red hair. It was like super dark magenta, and then I wanted to give her streaks of green, blue, basically galaxy colors, very dark colors, because well, not all the e-girls, but most of them usually have like really pretty hair color. They usually have black, which looks fine too, but they also have pink, blue, and all these different shades. So I know I wanted to give her dark hair, but I also wanted her hair to have lots of different pretty shades in it. And there's a hairbrush in Procreate, and I used that to give her hair all the details, very small lines to define each of the smaller strands of her hair, basically to make it look like a real hair, not like a wig, because my characters sometimes suffer from that. And I wanted to make sure her bangs didn't look like just a curtain covering her face. That's why I gave her individual strands and made sure she looked like she has a forehead underneath, And then afterwards, after I had some more detail for the hair, I added some highlights, some individual stuff to bring out the colors, so it wasn't just super dark green or super dark blue or super dark purple. I wanted for the highlights of her hair to kind of stand out, so her hair didn't look so dark. Okay, so I went out of my way to make sure that her hair, you could see the individual strands on the side outside her hair, because I didn't want her hair to look like one continuous blob. I wanted to have like individual strands coming out. So now for her accessories, which is like supposed to be silver chains and pink bows and pink harness, and of course you can see where I got the inspiration of that from. And so because I was not coloring inside of lines, and I was just putting colors on top of colors without any lines, her earrings kind of came out kind of wrong, and everything was just out of the line. So there was a lot of opportunities for all of this not to fit together, because I wasn't coloring it as if I was coloring in a coloring book. I just added colors outside of lines, so I eventually erased all the lines. That's why some of the stuff kind of looks a little blobby. And then I used a pattern brush to add patterns to her bows, because they look super cute that way, and they just look like a nice texture. And I finally colored in her rhinestones underneath her eyes, which I wanted to be like a super sparkly pink. And then there's her phone with a pop socket. I didn't know what color to make her phone, so I just made it black, but it looks like she made it out of Play-Doh. So then I added a white outline outside of her to separate her from the background. And I didn't want to make the background a different color, because I wanted to just be, I wanted her to stand out from it. So afterwards I moved on to her eyelashes, I have a lot of difficulty with eyelashes. I was trying to separate all of them, make sure they look really nice. Added some highlights to her eyes, to her lips, basically highlighted her face and made it much brighter and much more lively. I added more shades, to just highlights to everything, brighter colors, added some more patterns to her bows, added some shading across her nose, and made everything super, super sparkly, because the rhinestones underneath her eyes are supposed to be very, very bright. And I added some more sparkles to her jewelry and to all of her accessories, more to her hair, more to her shirt, just basically gave her all the highlights, and then bling, 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 bling everywhere. And then I didn't want to make her hair look super, super shiny, so I kind of held off with the white highlights. Instead, I just used the color of her hair, like a lighter shade. And then here we are. Ooh, now you can see all the details, and you can kind of see that there's really no lines. I got rid of all the lines, so basically this is all just color, and I just thought that gave her a more human and more natural look. And you can see her jewelry, her Play-Doh phone. Oh my god, her phone looks so bad. And her face is super cute, and I really like it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.